guys, welcome back. The next GPT we will be creating, we will use something called API key here. So with API key, you can do it with basic, bearer and custom. This is the example where we are doing the API key with the basic. And this video is divided into 3 parts. In the first part, I hope you guys know what is Postman. Postman is nothing but an API endpoint testing. So the previous one, we were just getting random codes. So we didn't need to pass an API key. But for this API, which we will be using from moviedb.org, we do need to provide the API key to our request. So without doing that, we won't get the response back. So this is how we will pass the API with the API key. So we have to do this. So we will also look at how to set up an account for TMDb here, from which we will now create this application. So this application, the first one is like you can see, this is using the API moviedb.org, and the description you can give anything. I'm just giving the trending movies for the time series and fetch movies from this API. Version totally irrelevant, you can give any version 0, 1, 2, whatever you want. And servers, here is the API key and the endpoints, right? The paths which we will be using for the API here, which is api.moviedb.org/3 trending all window. So for this api.moviedb.org will be our server. And after that, this is our API endpoint, which we have defined here, which is day. And in the get description is you can give anything. Our operation ID is basically what will be displayed to us here. In the parameter, we will give API key and query description required, and in schema, what we will be providing, that string. Similarly, I did it for week. For week, it's roughly the same. The window is week here, and similarly month and year. These are the 4 use cases what I have. You can leave components and schema. You don't have to provide it. And after doing this, the other thing I've done here is, let me go here and go to this one. I'll also show you how to set this GPT up. So I have specified the GPT. I have specified my API key here, so that user doesn't play around with the API key, but the API key is visible to the user. We can't hide it. So if you want the API key for user to not be available, that is something you cannot do. Let's see if we can get the GPT to do it, but I've tried it multiple times. It did not do that. So, and the conversation starters. So the 4 conversation starters I have are the top trending movies right now, can you suggest recent action movies? I am looking for family oriented recommendation and all this, right? So you can do that. Or if you want duration specific, you can give that too. Like whatever I have here, I have given the 4 duration specific prompts. And if you save this will update the GPT with our information. So if you restart this GPT, then if I go back here and see this GPT, go to Cinema Scout. The 4 prompts I had, the top trending movies for today, top trending movies for month, week and year. So you can click on any. Let's do today. We will get the function which we looked at today. You just allow it. Similar to how we did in the previous video, it is doing the API. If you hit any issue, just do JSON payload. The JSON payload will give you the potential issues you are hitting with. And okay, it's giving the top trending movies here. And yeah, I think whatever we are getting in Postman is basically what ChatGPT is displaying for us, where the popularity score, vote average and all this data is used to do that. And that's what it's displaying the data for us here. So this is what we will learn to build. So as I said, let me repeat. The first thing is Postman, which is optional. If you know how to use Postman, you can skip it. The second one is we are going to look at how to set an API account. And if you know, if you can do it yourself, the URL will be attached to you. You can skip the second video. And how do we build this GPT from the scratch? I would show you in the third part of the video. All in all, this 4 video series will cover how to create a GPT using API key. And I hope this helps. Thank you for joining.